The massive fire in Boyle Heights today. Shelter-in-place orders lifted tonight after an hours-long firefight that played out live right here on CBS LA. A sea of solar panels on top of a massive warehouse burning.
The fire erupting on the 1400 block of South Los Palos Street in Boyle Heights. And that's where our Brittney Ermon begins our team coverage. Brittney?
Juan and Susie, the good news is officials say they have the flames and the smoke under control. Now, you don't see much out here right now tonight because all the activity is going on inside of the building where firefighters are assessing the damage. Now, they've used everything from drones to aerial drops to get the fire under control. Sky-high flames shooting through the roof of a warehouse in Boyle Heights, sending thick black smoke billowing into the sky. After hours of firefighting, the Los Angeles Fire Department says crews have gained control of the blaze.
We've controlled the smoke. We've monitored the air constantly, monitored the smoke to make sure that there is no danger, not only to the residents, but to our firefighters.
Fire officials say crews initially took an aggressive approach, but had to pull back as conditions changed. As the fire spread across solar panels installed on the roof, it became too dangerous for firefighters. Crews were ordered off the roof and transitioned to a defensive strategy. Officials say that included a rare tactic for a commercial building, using aerial water drops to help knock down the fire.
This is my 33rd year in the fire service, and every day something happens that you've never seen before.
The city council member who represents the district stopped by the scene as the investigation into the cause of the fire continues.
Whatever the cause is, we'll get to the bottom of it and try to prevent it from happening in a community like Boyle Heights, which is so dense, and this could have been a lot worse.
Fire officials point to their out-of-the-box approach that helped them stop the fire from spreading to nearby buildings.
Our primary concern is preserving life and making sure residents and the businesses can get back to normalcy.
Now, the warehouse right behind me where that fire was burning mostly stores cold food products. Now, the company Lineage said in a statement that they're working with officials and first responders as the investigation continues. They also added the health and safety of employees and the community remains their top priority. Live in Boyle Heights tonight, Brittney Ermon, CBS LA.
All right, Brittney, thank you so much. And our team coverage continues now with Hunter Sowards live in Boyle Heights tonight, talking with people who live in the shadow of that facility. So, Hunter, neighbors are concerned about the fire's long-term impact tonight.
Yeah, Susie, you can imagine the real human impact here to the people who live or work nearby. All of those particles that have now been sent into their community pose a real health risk. And that is why so many said that when they started to see those flames creeping closer to their yards, they knew they needed to go.
It literally started exploding. Like, you could hear the explosions inside. Like, it was just like...
Fear and frustration.
It was bound to happen. This is not the first time that it happens, actually.
As time-lapse video shows the fire explode over the Los Angeles skyline, spreading like a storm cloud for miles on end. That's when nearby residents knew they had to go.
Because you could see the flames from the edge of the building. It's terrible.
You could just see like a bunch of smoke, like a bunch of black smoke. And I was like getting worried.
Worried because problems like this seem to be happening more frequently, especially for lifelong resident Elsa Lemus, who made it out with her bird and family and remembers the last time the same building went up in flames.
I've lived here 58 years. I've lived here, born and raised, lived here all my life. Nothing has ever happened. But they these big commercial buildings, they bring them into residential areas, and this is what happens.
Danielle Medina agrees. She rushed to her grandparents' house from work when she stepped outside and could see the smoke plume from miles away.
It's just a result of, putting these type of buildings so close, and I just feel so bad.
Their main concern is the long-term impact to their health.
And it's scary. It's really, really scary.
And when we talk about what's in the air, take a look. We've been here for about 2 hours now, and just within that time frame, this is all of the particles people are breathing in.
All of that's going to be going into your eyes, your nose, your mouth, into your lungs.
ER Dr. Joshua Partnow says the effects depend on a number of factors, including how long people with sensitive systems are exposed to toxic chemicals.
Guaranteed tonight in our hospital, we'll see people that come in with something either as simple as some eye irritation, or they'll have something more serious like an asthma attack or an emphysema, COPD, chronic bronchitis attack, And that can be, that can be life-threatening.
Many immediately evacuated the area, but weren't allowed back to their home for hours and had nowhere to go. Now they're worried it won't be safe when they return.
They're worried. They're wondering what's going to happen. Everybody's like scared.
And when we're talking about solar panels burning, the doctor says that includes a lot of the chemicals that you don't want to ingest for a long period of time. So he reiterated that if you are one of those with a sensitive system with those underlying health conditions, the best thing that you can do is stay indoors. Of course, carry that mask, that N95 mask, if you do need to leave, but then to just be aware of those symptoms, because even I have been kind of having that eye irritation. It is certainly being felt and smelt here in the air. Reporting live in Boyle Heights, Hunter Sowards, CBS LA.
All right, thank you, Hunter. And Desmond Shaw is live in SkyCal over the still smoldering building tonight.
And Des, it was really shocking to see live how fast this fire exploded.
Juan and Susie, it really was here, as we could still see some of the smoke here that is coming off of this building. Let's show you the beginning of the process. When we first got overhead, frankly, we thought we were just going to get a couple of moments of it and then move on to another assignment. But that changed very quickly when, just like in the blink of an eye, we started seeing more and more fire on the roof, and those firefighters go quickly into a defensive mode. And we can show you what happened just about 5 minutes later with that towering black plume that just kicking all of that acrid smoke up into the air. And then as we came around, another super concerning sight when we were looking down at the ground level of all of something that was leaking out, what we believe may have been ammonia. We still haven't confirmed that yet, but some type of high pressure gas that was shooting outside of the building from all corners. Very, very scary. We'd never seen anything like that. We thought that this entire building might go at one point, but fortunately, as we now know, that it was primarily confined to the roof. Still unclear the situation on the inside. You can see it was about half of the roof that burned, this half right up in here. The bottom half is still intact, all the solar panels here. A lot of questions and the investigation just getting going, but what an incredible thing it was to witness that progression earlier this afternoon up here. Live in SkyCal over Boyle Heights, I'm Desmond Shaw. Juan and Susie, back to you in the studio.
All right, thank you, Desmond. Mike Rogers, let's talk some more about that aerial firefight.
Yeah, using water-dropping helicopters in this kind of situation, Mike, is so rare that we can only think of one or two other cases where we've seen it.
Yeah, Juan and Susie, I can probably count on one time in the last 10 years that I've been here that we have seen them drop water onto a structure. We'll show you some more video here of all of that going on today. The fire department making the decision. Now, I'll give it to them. It had been about an hour before they made this decision, likely wanted to sort out how stable the roof was. Now, the primary reason we don't ever really see this is because when you drop heavy amounts of water on a structure, you increase the risk of collapse to the structure. The structure is already burning and is already unstable because of that, and pouring water on it in heavy amounts likely would increase the risk of it collapsing and falling in. In this case, though, it seems like they probably figured out that it was only the solar panels that were burning, and the structure of the roof may not have necessarily been compromised, and they needed to take the shot that they did. So they brought in a helicopter called Helco that kind of does the supervision and the aerial reconnaissance of the area, and then 3 water-dropping helicopters made dump after dump after dump after dump onto this building. They were refueling, getting more water in the Montecito Heights area, and then coming back and just kind of doing those rounds. And it really made all of the difference in this fire. It's just a very, very unusual thing to see, especially in a commercial building fire such as this one. Now, a couple of things played in their favor. The sheer size of this warehouse. The fire chief said it was 500,000 square feet. So the sheer size of it allowed them to have more wiggle room there when dropping all that water. And plus, if they believed that the water was not going to impact the structural integrity of the building, made them a little bit more comfortable to do that. But, this was such a rare opportunity to see. Somebody even texted us here at the desk about asking if that was going to happen. And I have to be honest, I said I didn't think it was going to, and it turned out it did. Guys, we got lots of pictures and videos from the Text the Desk line. If you want to text the desk, the number is going to pop up on your screen right here, 818-221-2222. Send us your pictures, video, ask us questions during breaking news. We're here to answer it all. Juan?
All right, sounds good, Mike. Thank you. Well, the smoke from this fire can be seen for miles. And meteorologist Evelyn Taft, that smoke is still lingering.
It still is lingering. And with that, we've got an air quality alert now in effect through 10 o'clock tomorrow morning because of the compromised air quality. We're taking a look at that smoke earlier today that billowed through most of the basin, made its way over the hills and down into the valley even as well. So it was a very large smoke plume. Fortunately, it did not get trapped under what we call an inversion layer, that cloud cover that came in. It stayed above it, but we are still, again, looking at compromised air quality as a result. So let's take a closer look at air quality right now. And again, we've got the advisory in effect, alert rather, through tomorrow at 10 a.m. And you're looking at moderate air quality indicated by all of the yellow bubbles on your screen. Green indicating good, but that's just at the immediate coastline where we're seeing that sea breeze. Once we head a little further inland, everybody under moderate. Now a little further inland into our mountain communities, our deserts, and our inland valleys, we are looking at orange air quality, which means compromised. So again, an air quality alert in effect now until 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. We're going to continue to track air quality for you and, of course, the rest of your forecast. That's all coming up in just a little bit. I'll send it back to you in the studio.
All right, Evelyn, thank you so much.